Sure. Just happy that we won it. First win for our 2015 football team and our seniors, and obviously that's that's our goal every week to win. So this certainly feels a lot better than it had in the last 2 weekends.
Jack, that opening up downfield with Mike, obviously that was big early for you guys. A couple deep balls. Was that kind of the game plan coming in to try to get him in space?
We saw some things that we wanted to be able to do, specific to last year's game. Some things we saw and how they were playing some things this year. The touchdown pass right away was based on the fact we ran a lot with Drew last year. That was Drew's first win down at Rhode Island, so we kind of showed that little dip in and then kick back and throw for the touchdown. So we put that in during the week. And we felt like there were some zones that we could take advantage of. Mike had caught a number of his balls, and we call a spot route, just finding a little spot in the zone.
What's it like to have him out there? I mean, he obviously was showing some good potential last year, but you had some upper-class guys. He seems like a guy who is ready to emerge.
Well, he really only played a couple games last year. He got a shoulder injury, so he's got that year back. He was a kid on the rise as a first-year player, and at that position, that's difficult. Usually they're playing there because you're not very good with the other guys you have. He was on the rise. Then he got the injury. Had to spend the whole off season kind of nursing that back. And he's a very competitive kid in practice, one-on-one situations and such. And he's gotten off to a great start. He's very confident when he gets his hands on the balls. He's very confident catching the football.
Jeff, can you talk a little bit about the play of your defense today? In the backfield all day, making interceptions. I mean, it was impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it was. You guys see a different game than I do. You really do. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, our defense was outstanding, and make no mistake about it. But the way we finished is lingering here, because it was pretty much backyard football at the end of the game, throwing the ball up in the air and then making plays. And so that was disappointing that we couldn't finish the game the way we started on that side of the ball. And then the same could be said about the offense. We didn't have a great start. Which, based on our first two games, on offense, we went down the field, scored twice. Maybe that was a good thing. We didn't have the good start. Sherrod got us going, and then we had a really very productive rest of the first half with 24 points on. But then in the second half, we didn't finish. And I think we set a Guinness Book of World Records for penalties. I wouldn't be sure if our offensive line didn't have 12 themselves. So that's sitting in my stomach pretty hard right now.
So the way you see it, was it the defense to blame on that end, or was it you just needed the offense to sustain?
Both. Well, if the offense didn't help the defense, that's a good football team will. We executed some things nicely on offense, and had how many times those yellow hankies go out on our offensive linemen? That was embarrassing. So we've got to look at this thing as a team effort, and we're fortunate our special teams kind of, for the most part, did a nice job. We were able to punt the football, and we're in situations that allowed us to keep decent field position. But the finish of the football game was not good on either side.
The penalties were glaring, but you guys did average like 7 yards of a rush. Both Beckford and Davis Ray seem like they have some nice holes there. I'm just talking about
we did some nice things there, but man, oh man, I think the same kid had 2 touchdown passes called back. Jared Azuma, I think made 2 great catches, and we're doing something dumb. So it's not, I'm sure they took place. I'm not saying anything about the officials, because they throw them when they see them, and if they're there, they're there. But we lack discipline, or we lack technique, and we got to get to work on that.
One more question.
The quarterback situation, was that something planned coming in?
Yeah, it was. We were going to use Drew. We felt like he did a nice job down at Tulane, and we wanted to get him in the football game. I felt like he made a nice contribution. A couple that obviously with a touchdown pass, and had a nice drive he was a part of later on, and we ended up in a touchdown. So we feel like the kid is a good player, and the whole competition was very, very close. Swapping him in there to spell Danny or getting him some reps is going to be a thing of our offense going forward.
Thanks, Coach.